I'm calling to order. Thank you very much for coming tonight. We are the Southwest Manuscripters. What's wonderful about it that we have beautiful people here, and we all feel like we're part of a family. We do. And the person who was the most important person in our family, our daddy, he's not here anymore, but we loved him very much, Ray Bradbury. He took us under his wings and was our member for 50-some years.
I miss him so much.
We miss him very much, but we have each other.
Ildy, keep in mind, you and Bernadette gave Ray memories that he'll never forget, that he carried on when he died, that you two were indispensable.
The kiss, you mean that kiss?
Well, it's among everything else. Yes. You and
The kiss
Bernadette.
that was better than Salvador Dali's.
Yes.
We got it. My subject is the importance of communication, advertising, and the art of pitching. We're all writers here tonight, right? All writers. And as you all know, writing is a form of communication. It's coming from the Latin communicare, which means sharing. And that's what we're doing when we're writers. There are different types of communication. There is written communication, which is your book, your articles, your newsletters. That's written communication. There's oral communication, there is visual communication, and non-verbal communication, which we're going to talk about all this. Writing, as you may already know, is a very lonely process. It becomes communication at the minute you share it with others. You can share your books, your articles, your essays, your poetry with your friends, or your classmates, or your neighbors. And that's very nice. But as serious writers, we like to do better, much better than that. We like to reach as big of an audience as we can, right? But how do you do that? By advertising. We live in a visual world, therefore, visual advertising is the most effective way to go. Those who heard my last speech titled, "So you wrote a book, now what?" You already know the answer to that. Now what? Now sell that book. You have to sell it, right? But how? Advertising. Advertising it. Advertising your product and advertising yourself. You heard me. Yourself. You have to find a platform for yourself. Modesty is a nice virtue in private life, but it does not work in the business world. I'm telling you that. This is not the time to be modest. We are here to encourage each other and support each other. But the best support you ever can get is from yourself. You must believe in you. The way you see and present yourself is the way that others are going to see you and your book. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean to be pretentious, arrogant, or full of yourself. Don't put your nose up in the air. No. Be the sweet, loving, caring, and nice person that you are. Stay that. But tell yourself and the world that you are talented, capable, and highly motivated writer who commands respect and recognition. Yes. The truth is that we are all terribly insecure, and we are all self-doubt inside. But if you kindly learn to respect yourself, others will do the same about you and about your book. If you tell people, do you think it's good what I'm writing? I'm then why would they buy your book? Don't you ever discredit yourself out of modesty. It's very important. Don't you ever discredit yourself out of modesty or your book. On the other hand, there will be times, and I want you to be ready for that, when friends, managers, or overzealous people will blow up your image and exaggerate your merits. Hint, hint, hint.
Well, I only give you 10 compliments a day, and that's minimum. Gee whiz.
Don't fight it. Go with it. Go for the ride. Lay back and enjoy it. Let's face it, exaggeration is part of effective advertising. How many times you hear that this is the best mayonnaise you ever had, or this is the world's fastest acting pain reliever, right? Is that true? No. It's good advertising. But it feels funny when it happens to you. And I wish that it would happen to you, and it will happen to you if you will it really hard. I'll tell you a short story, and I am promising it's not a short story, that happened to me to learn about the power of aggressive advertising. I was asked to be the star of a song festival in Hungary that was televised for the prestigious Congress Hall in Budapest. I was shocked when I saw my name huge on the billboards. Ildy Lee, big star from Hollywood. Wait a second. I am not a star in Hollywood at all. This is embarrassing. I got eggs on my face. And they said, chill out. Just relax. Sylvester Stallone was supposed to star the show, but he canceled in the last minute. People paid a lot of money to see him, so we needed another star. Therefore, we created one. You! So the message was, just shut up and enjoy it. And that's exactly what I did. So after that, I had a bunch of newspaper articles and magazine covers, television shows, and they asked me to sing for the president of the country. Oh! So, this is what advertising can do for you. This is a very powerful tool. So keep that in mind, keep this goal in mind. But how do I get advertised? How do I create a platform for myself? I have a whole list here for you. I have 30 items here, but I don't want to take up too much time because we're going to hear you guys. So what I will do for you, I will send this out, all 29 actually, it's not 30, or 29. So you'll have it on your computer. And unless if we have time in the end, I can read it to you, but I prefer just to keep moving on to our next point, which is don't forget that your book's success depends on you taking action. On you taking action. It used to be that whoever produced the book did all this for you. Those times are over, folks. Now it's time of self-publishing, and this is the most beautiful gift we ever had, self-publishing. This is where it's at. We are not slaves anymore to those highly regarded people who didn't want to even talk to you if you didn't talk to them the way you wanted. So this is over. You are master of your books. You are master of your destiny. But you have to do the footwork. So we talked about the written communication, which is your book and your articles or whatever you write. The visual communication through advertising, which is the most visual important things. We still have verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So when you're talking about your book or any of your work, you are using verbal communication. But if in the audience can yarn, They start to yawn, they start to look around, talking to each other, or fidgeting in their chairs, or they start to walk away, secretly sneak away. Then you know that either you're boring or your speech is too long. So you have to learn to cut it. But books are our babies. We love them. We want to talk about them. We're passionate about talking about them. And that's okay. That's all right. Everything has its place and time. If you want to talk about your book in details, have those housewives who come together and they discuss books. And that's very interesting. And I think Mark is doing that very successfully, actually. And I am sure he has a lot to get out of that.
And it's a 3-hour conversation.
Exactly, exactly. So it's very rewarding, right? It's very rewarding. And you don't bore anybody because they're there to hear your book, you. So it's important. Also, if you want to do that, talk to people, make speeches like I do now. And the people are glued to the chair, you know, so you can't sneak away. If I am boring, you just can't sneak away. You can't even talk to each other or do funny things or look at your watch because I'm watching you and I'm taking notes. So this is a safe way to talk about your books. But now, imagine for a second that you're riding in an elevator with the big Brad Schmidt, the famous anchorman of CNN, who is on his cell phone in the cabin and saying, "Hey Jack, we just lost our interviewee for tomorrow night. We must find a first-time author with an interesting book to be interviewed. Time is ticking. I'm really devastated, so get on it right now." He puts his cell phone back in his pocket. And hey, this is your moment to shine now. You are in this elevator. He's gonna get off in 30 seconds when he gets on the top of the building. You have 30 seconds to realize the dream of your life. To be interviewed on CNN by this very important man. What you gonna say on 30 seconds about your book? 30 seconds. This is why it is so important to learn to distill down your work into 30 seconds. You may do it on different formats for half an hour, for 20 minutes, whatever, but this 30 seconds is vital. It might really make the difference between your book winding up in a drawer or being on CNN. So, not necessarily that, in that context, but you might need it, believe me, and you will need it. And how many of you are ready to say this 30 minutes? Okay, I hope you learn. We're going to hear you in a few minutes, but I still would like to share with you a few other things. Let's talk a little bit about synopsis and pitch. Do you know what's the difference between synopsis and a pitch? Nobody. Okay, I'll tell you. Mark, you have a...
Well, a pitch is sales. A synopsis is a condensed description of the topic of the book.
Okay.
So one is hard sell, the other is informational in a condensed way.
The condense is a word here.
Yeah.
The pitch is short. The synopsis might be long. Let me show you a synopsis here.
30 seconds.
That was clever. Who said that?
The engineer.
Not surprised.
Should look into it.
So this is a synopsis. And don't be afraid, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to bore you reading it. But it's fairly long. It has a few pages, and you can go even longer. editors ask you to write a fairly long synopsis. But a pitch looks very different. I'm going to show you my pitch. So the pitch has to be short. It's like a mini synopsis. And the synopsis is already a mini book, right? So you minimize it going down and down. So, and this is not, your pitch is not even on the bottom of the letter. There's something more to come, right? So I make two different pitches. The content, and the content is your mini synopsis. In the content, you see the content of the book, right? And the essence is actually your elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch cannot be the content. You cannot go through the chapters and the characters. You can't do that. You have to convince the CNN guy that why this book is important, what's the essence of it. And then you have a third element, which is the one-liner, the famous one-liner. And editors love this. This is when you take a book from something that everybody knows, that relates a little bit to what you're writing, and you take another title of another book, and you contrast the two so they can understand where your own book stands at, because they have no bloody idea otherwise. So that gives them an anchor. And it is fairly important to learn to do that. So I encourage you to try to do this. Now I have to tell you something also. It's very difficult to write a pitch, and especially an elevator pitch. How can you, in 4 lines, in 30 seconds, how can you condense 300 or 500 pages?
Talk fast.
What was that?
Talk fast.
It's very hard. Sometimes I tell to people that writing my pitch was longer than writing my book. It took me, believe it or not, 2 months to get to this, and I am still not very happy with the elevator pitch. I can do better than that. 2 months working on that, just snipping and doing. So do your homework, it's important. I am not going to read my synopsis, but I'm going to read the pitch. So you understand the content pitch, you will understand the elevator pitch from it, and my one-liner, which was very hard to do, but I sweated. So the content, the first part of this trilogy is about the legacy of my father, who saved 18 Jewish lives in World War II, was maimed by the Nazis and framed by his political enemies, and about the emotional growth of my spoiled socialite mother, broken and humbled by tragedies. The second part is about discrimination, as gypsies were framed for kidnapping me as a child in Hungary. It is also about violation of human rights, as my family escapes from behind the Iron Curtain to freedom in France, where a destitute refugee girl, I rise to musical stardom, while my fairy tale life unfolds. Romance flourishes on a cruise with a dashing royal prince, from the pyramids of Egypt to the snow-capped Swiss Alps. I enter the world of Albert Camus and Brigitte Bardot in Paris, and survive my first French kiss, yuck, from Salvador Dali. In the first part saga, as the roller coaster life continues in Hollywood, a fish out of the water, I am desperately searching for my true identity, feeling demeaned and undeserving. Would the spirit of an emotionally abused trophy wife fighting the bumpy surf of the American dream triumph? That's a synopsis. Now the essence. This is your elevator speech. This dramatic yet uplifting book is about the triumph of human spirit through hope, faith, and positive attitude. Starting with the wartime persecution, discrimination reaches into the present, while characters struggle for freedom and human rights. The book is also about personal growth, making the right choices, and the secret formula for success: human kindness paired with the courage to realize daring dreams. Hell with CNN. Now here comes the one-liner. Sophie's Choice and Schindler's List meet Kiss and Tell Madonna from Paris to Tinseltown.
That's cute.
2 months of works, folks.
Oh, very good.
I would like very fast talking to you a little bit about what you need to have in your arsenal. You need, if you didn't write yet your book, you're going to need a book proposal. Okay? So have that. If you already have your book, you don't need that anymore. That you would need the pitch and the synopsis. Okay? Besides that, you're going to need newspaper articles by you and newspaper and magazines on you, if you have it. I happen to be in show business, so I have a ton of those, but you don't have to have a ton of those, but if you have a few, this is a time to shine, this is a time to show I'm going to shine now. This is my Los Angeles 5 columns on the LA Times. This is Peninsula News and the Daily Breeze. So that's enough. You don't have to show it all, but just show a few. Newspaper articles and magazines on me. I have tons of different countries, Spanish, German, and all kinds of different countries. And so I'm just like to show a few. One comes the second one. This is a few pages on this.
Good picture.
Thank you. Magazine cover. Another one with Paul Anka. You know this guy. And the Elite magazine. They did a very nice spread on me here. It's a house that you see from the outside. And this is not me. Okay. I wish. The other side is me. And this. So, just a few.
Ildy, tell them about the shrine I'm going to build for you.
Oh, no.
In that magazine, it's right there.
We're not going to go there. So those are the things that you need, and of course the pitch. Now, the book cover that I am working on right now, inside, actually this side is the short story about your book, and this is something about you. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's one more thing that you have to have. It's an author biography. So when you have all this in your arsenal, you are ready to present yourself anywhere or everywhere. But you have to have this press kit together. And if you want, I can send you also, with the list that I'm going to send you, I can send you also all the items that you have to have in your press kit, okay? And please don't forget, this is very important. And now, ladies and gentlemen, comes the moment when we're going to hear what you guys did. I give you homework to do, and let's see show of hands, how many have the 30-second. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 because you have 2, right? And okay, 10. Okay, wonderful. So, unfortunately, it's a very cruel thing to do. But after 30 seconds, we're going to cut you off. This is a painful way to learn. Because when I was a Toastmaster, and I had to have a 3-minute speech, and I went over 4 or 5 minutes, and they stopped me at 3 minutes, I was not even half of my story, and I went home and they cried all night. I felt so demeaned. That was a very good lesson for me. So it's going to be painful. Who is going to jump first in the water? Lara?
If you'd like.
Okay.
I'm Laura Hines-Jurgens, and my work is called Dating, Shaping Your Marriage Before It Begins. It's a how-to book for teens and 20s, because love is not enough for a marriage to thrive. Hopes and dreams are needed to be used and included as dating tools. I have 25 short stories of romantic winners and losers for
Duck.
I have 25 short stories of romantic winners and losers that show how this type of dating can lead to a fun, exciting marriage and avoid divorce.
Okay, so see how hard it is? It's very, 30 seconds is very short.
But I did condense it.
Because you
30 seconds.
talked fast.
Yes.
And now here you talk slowly.
Yeah.
So you have to learn to learn fast.
Should I do it again?
No? You only have one chance. You lost CNN.
I lost CNN. So I have my elevator speech.
Good.
You're tougher than Jillian Michaels, dear. Tough boot camp.
Yeah, tough boot camp.
You get results though.
Who is going to be the second? See? Okay. See? Oh,
Yes, sure.
it's very, very hard.
Oh, no, it's traumatic.
And I'm going to be heartless here. I was too soft with Laura. I'm going to be heartless.
My accent's not as attractive as yours, so.
Oh, it's much more attractive. I love your accent.
They dared to fall in love in apartheid South Africa. Elsa, a white woman, hunted down ruthlessly by the brutal security branch of South Africa for the crime of falling in love with a black man. The Zebra Affair is a thrilling fusion of romance, drama, history, and suspense. Critics have praised it for its humanity, and it has received over 50 plus 5-star reviews.
Duck.
No, that's
it?
I was going to say,
Great.
when they tweet me, you can tweet me, but that's it.
Oh,
No,
great.
that
Wow, you did it.
Wow.
You're going to get the CNNs. You did it.
Also, Mark's going to be our next month's speaker.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Oh, great. Okay, we have to know that.
Yeah.
Folks,
Yes, that's right.
Mark is our next month's speaker, so please come and bring friends.
May I just add one quick thought though in terms of this synopsis thing. I just need to add it to you because I found my synopsis and all that worked out by the reviews I got. Seeing how other people responded to my book gave me words that I did not see within myself. And so I have to say that 2 or 3 month gestation period, it's tough with a blurb on your book, you're committed, but in terms of how, I never saw it as a romantic story, I saw it as historical fiction, in my mind. But everyone's come back, it's been a powerful, romantic story. And that is what I got back from the marketplace or from readers. And so that's my tip in terms of to shape that pitch and all that. You need to get it back from readers.
That's very good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's
I
lovely.
misconstrued my book completely.
Who is my next victim? Alan, okay.
Forget to Remember is the first novel in the Carol Goldman Mystery Suspense series. Carol Goldman isn't her real name. She doesn't remember her real name because she got hit on the head and thrown in a dumpster. So the first thing she has to do is recover her identity. All the books in this series and all my books are available through Amazon as ebooks and other places as well.
Wonderful! Alan, can I give you a hug? This was great! I love it! You did it! Okay, next victim. Who is going to be my next victim? Okay, Jerry, come! This is another great book. Yes.
I have to read the blurb that I spent 2 years on or whatever. Just for that. Okay.
Let me see. Say a few words because I want to start it on the. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go.
The Lure of the Lion is the story of 2 African families whose lives are changed forever by the Idi Amin regime. It's an intriguing 2-generational tale of devastation, hope, and never-ending love that presents both the beauty and horrors of Africa while never losing sight of its magnificent wildlife.
You got
20 years to write the book, 2 years to write the blurb.
You're fast.
What was it? I didn't find
excellent. You raised it.
We're still on the elevator?
Oh, you got the CNN job too.
Great. I'll hire you all.
Here we go. Next in line.
I'm Barbara Holt Simpson. I've written 2 children's books for parents who love to read aloud to their children. The first, Alphabet Animals, is a bestiary of animals introducing children to the world of animals in their natural environment for ages 5 to 8. Snowy Owl is a gentle picture book, a bedtime story for children 2 to 3. Both are available from Amazon.com.
Excellent. Now, who is going to be my next victim? Vicky, come on up here. Come on. Vicky's a great writer.
Oh, thank you so much. Aluminum Christmas trees, bubble lights, Chex Mix, green bean casserole, Barbies, Stingray bicycles, and the songs like I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. All the secret histories and stories of these boomer traditions are in the Boomer Book of Christmas Memories by Vicky Call. This book, Death Speaker, a novel of ancient Gaul by Vicky Call. This is my historical novel. 2,000 years ago, Julius Caesar marched into Gaul, which is France. But there were people living there, Celtic tribes, and this tells the story of one woman who hears dead people and tries to stop and warn her people about Caesar. Will she succeed, or will history win out?
Thanks, Vicky. You made it. I read this book. It's really good. She's a great writer, so you really should buy the book.
If nobody else wants to go.
I'll follow you.
Come on up.
I'm probably the only person who doesn't need to hide. Stormy Passions is about
wait, we just
she's got to get her time.
we didn't start on time. Here we go. Almost. Go.
Stormy Passions is about romance and drama. Jacqueline receives a phone call. From that time on, she realizes the quiet existence she lives is not what she thinks. It's chaotic, filled with gambling, mafia, unfaithfulness, and suspicious help. She ends up in a crash against the mountainside. Her life becomes even more chaotic. Be sure to read it.
Wow, excellent. You floored us. Next. No?
Well, I didn't want to, butt in, but okay.
Sure.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can do this.
I'm sure you
I
will.
didn't write anything down, so I'm doing this on my computer.
Oh, you do? Go.
Oh, well, you say you like mysteries, but you don't have the patience or the time to sit through a long novel. But you want pirates. You want camel-riding soldiers. You want wild train rides to the middle of the night. You want exciting Nazi adventures and intrigue. So, get A Cup of Sherlock by Ian Gordon.
Wow! You did it! Wow! Very good. Excellent. Guys, this is very difficult.
The only question I had is, do I really want Nazis?
The only villain that you don't have to worry about being
Next.
politically correct.
Come on!
I'll give it a
All
shot.
right.
Some fun with the Nazis.
Jeff,
Yes,
so you're a new member also?
I'm actually a former president.
Are you? Oh! What a blunder!
Very few people.
Sorry about that.
I am Jeff Gunther. My book is Sail Away on My Silver Dream, the story of two fifth graders, David, whose mother has cancer, and Sharon, whose father is a violent alcoholic. The two children cope with their situation by taking trips on their sailboat, which is very small. The trips are imaginary, but on their trips they find treasure, they find adventure, and they find solutions that help them cope.
Wow, this is great. You guys are pros here. That's why you're authors, right? Unbelievable. Okay, my next victim. Come on.
Want the name of the book first?
I'll have your name first.
Sandy Swafford, Stanford Swafford.
Sandy. And you're a new member, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
last month I joined.
You're not a past president.
Ildy loves the six.
Go.
Roy Mancini lives the good life in San Francisco. One day he reads an ad that describes a client who seeks a manager for an office in East Asia. Roy responds and undergoes a succession of intriguing encounters where he matches wits with his interviewers. During the final meeting, he learns that the client is the Institute. The Institute hires Roy and trains him in the craft of espionage. He then settles in Southeast Asia where he operates undercover as an Arabica coffee bean merchant.
Wow, you did it!
What's the title? What's the title?
Code name Arabica.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's going to go next.
I was going to say, I always avoid the elevator pitch. I always take the stairs. Oh, happy President's Day. Sure.
Yeah, it's probably where she got that kiss from Salvador Dali.
30 seconds in an elevator.
Yeah.
30 seconds can be a lot.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Should I stand up or just go?
No, stand up.
I pretty much memorized all of this, not all of them, but most of them. But like today's President's Day, right?
Right.
So I don't know if you've heard anybody do that. You probably have, but anyway, I'm just going to, it only takes about 30 seconds.
Okay. Go.
George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, Zachary Taylor, Willard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, James A. Garfield, Jesse Arthur, Robert Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, Robert Cleveland, William McKinley, Theodore Roosevelt, William H. Caffey, Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert C. Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harris Truman, Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, James E. Conner, Ronald W. Reagan, George H. W. Bush, William J. Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack H. Obama, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana, Mississippi, Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Missouri, Arkansas, Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, Wisconsin, California, Minnesota, Oregon, Kansas, West Virginia, Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Alaska, Hawaii.
That was fun.
That's great memory. That's, oh my God.
See guys, at Southwest Manuscripters, we're having fun.
Hey, Ildy?
Yes.
Also, I noticed that some of the people, if you don't say the title right away, in other words, you can say your name, but you should say the title right away, so that it plants it in your person's mind, because otherwise it tends to get in with the rest of the speech, or the
Good
pitch,
point.
or the whatever, you
Good
know.
point. So name
Yeah.
and title.
Yeah.
We're learning here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here. We're here to learn. This is what we do in Southwest Manuscripters, right? We support each other and we learn. And you guys did fabulous.
Yeah.
I am very, very proud of all of you, and bravo. I think we finished it pretty much on time.
Isn't our president wonderful? We're so fortunate to have her.
Yes.
She's changed lives every place.
I know.
My
Yes.
managers. I told you about somebody who would blow up you. So be ready for
Well, I'm
that.
competing with Bernadette. We can't say enough nice things about you. That's all there is to it.
But as I said, we're family here.